And viewers, we are back here on Youth Wednesdays on Tobago Updates. We go straight into what we promised you in our rundown. First up, we have Mr. Kyle Eastman. He's here to speak to us about Getaway TT. Now, when I heard about Getaway TT, I thought, here comes this Airbnb app specifically for Trinidad and Tobago. But in speaking to Kyle, and of course he'll bring that information to you, there's so much more to get from Getaway TT, right? So, without further ado, Mr. Kyle Eastman, good morning to you.
Good morning, and thank you for having me on your show.
Thank you for being here. It's a pleasure having you. Always a pleasure having someone from the tourism sector join us, to be quite honest, because, we love to hear about what Tobago has to offer. Yeah. And here is Kyle giving us Getaway TT. Yeah. So what is Getaway TT, Kyle?
So Getaway TT is a local platform built within Trinidad and Tobago. It's a marketplace platform that was designed to bridge the gap between the stakeholders amongst Trinidad and Tobago. So as you rightfully said, most people would think, here comes another Airbnb, right? So what we would have called it is a Airbnb on steroids, right? So meaning we decided to bring every aspect of the tourism sector together. So the platform is a marketplace for accommodation, car rentals, tours, events, and we have the capability to as well allow for the airlines and the ferry service to be booked through our platform. Eventually, we would want to partner with the stakeholders from these places to ensure that once anything that you want to get, once anyone comes to Trinidad and Tobago, ultimately, we want Getaway TT to be a part of their trip.
Okay.
In some way.
Okay. All right. So now, as you said, there is Airbnb. So what sets you apart from what Airbnb is? What do you have to offer to stakeholders? What do you have to offer to the airlines? What do you have to offer to citizens, tourists coming in? I know we have a very big tourist destination. We want to upkeep that, So what is your contribution aside from just, being a part of their travel destination? What else do you have to offer to tourists?
Right. So first of all, we chose the route of using the same commission rate to the vendors as Airbnb, which is 3%.
Yes.
That's extremely low, right? That's the first thing. And the second thing is our rates to the customers are actually lower than Airbnb.
Right.
Airbnb's average rate is between 10 to 14%. Ours is between 5 to 12%.
Okay. All right.
That's the first thing. The second thing is, we have a Forex crisis in this country. And with the Forex crisis in this country, we have local platform in order to book using your regular VTM card. So as opposed to you having to use your credit card to book on Airbnb and sending this Forex back out of the country, we would be able to use our local currency. And additionally, when international guests use Getaway TT, it would now be able to bring the Forex back into the country.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, that is probably one of the biggest ones that people would look at. As I said, Forex is a problem right now. So having Getaway TT bring that Forex back in, maybe we could withdraw some more US from the bank, just putting it out there, Kyle. Just please push for Getaway TT. Thank you. Right? So, how do you vet people coming to the marketplace to not sell, but rent whatever it is that they may be bringing to the marketplace?
Okay. So first of all, what we decided is we want to ensure that there's a standard on the platform. And in trying to ensure a standard on the platform, we offer free photography to the accommodations, especially. I always say people buy with their eyes. The moment you see a beautiful place, you want to stay there.
Very correct.
Right? That's the first thing. And the second thing is we try to ensure, for example, with the cars, we try to ensure that your car isn't of a certain age. If your car is of a certain age, we would then now come out to see the vehicle to ensure that this vehicle is 100% roadworthy for the customers. You have to have things like your insurance. You have to have things like your inspection done. You have to have proper tires. So we try to inspect the vehicles as best as possible to ensure that the experience is maintained, right? Because we don't want an issue where people are now saying, hey, I got a vehicle from Getaway TT and it broke down on me. That should never be something that comes out of the platform. And we are very aggressive on kicking people off if that's the case, if you cannot bring your vehicle back up to standard.
All right. I mean, that is fair. If you want to maintain a standard experience from Getaway TT, by all means, because I mean, I can't run from Getaway and then all of a sudden I'm climbing a hill and only meet halfway, and have to turn around to come back down, right? That's a no from me, and I think that would be a no from a lot of people. So, you know, I'm happy that there is a vetting process. In terms of I know you said accommodation is one of them. How do you go about vetting the villas? Because, I mean, villas, when I say villas, apartments, anything along those lines. Because, I mean, I'm not bringing anybody down, but sometimes the pictures are aged. They were when the villas and the apartments were in their prime. And when you go there, you can tell that there has been some aging. So how do we vet the accommodation aspect of it, the villas, the apartments, etc.?
So thankfully, unlike Airbnb, I am able to go directly to every single villa and see the quality of it, right? I am very hands-on when it comes to dealing with my vendors. So most of the villas, most of the hotels that I have on the platform already, I have already seen them. I've seen the rooms, and I would make recommendations, right? I make a lot of recommendations to these people, and they take it very well. So, for example, with Caribbean Estates coming on the platform, they decided, okay, this is an opportunity for us to upgrade the pictures. Well, they have their own in-house photographer, so they decided to go upgrade all the pictures because, as you rightfully said, a lot of the villas that they have would have been changed in some way. And and that's why we decided to use our own photographer as well, even if you don't have a photographer, because we don't want the pictures that you send unless it's accurate. All
right. So how do you protect your vendors? Because, okay, yes, we spoke to having a good experience as a customer coming to Getaway TT. But what about the vendors who are indeed renting their things? What feedback would you take to know if I could take this customer back into Getaway TT and have them use anything from the website? Whether it be, because I know people would complain and they would put their reviews and this and that on the other about this person villa or the person car, whatever be the case. But the way how they kept the area, the way how the owner had to come back and do whatever they had to do to bring it back to where it needs to be, it sometimes it's a lot. So how do you protect the vendors in this case?
Right. So for cleaning, they can add cleaning fees to the platform. So you could add cleaning fees as an extra charge if you know that you have to pay an external cleaner or whatever it is. And in terms of damages, Getaway TT honors up to $10,000 in damage claims. So we would do that for the vendors, and that's already built in and paid for based on the commissions that we will be earning already from the platform. So the vendors could rest easy knowing that, okay, up to $10,000, they would cover it. I mean, damages past $10,000 should be covered under their insurance, which I would always recommend every vendor. If you have $1 million property, why not have property insurance? Right? So small damages we'd cover. Things like someone broke the toilet, they broke the sink, that kind of thing. We'd cover up to $10,000 in the cover, with our damage coverage that we included in the policy of this platform.
All right. Okay, so I know the title of the platform is Getaway TT. It caters to Trinidad and Tobago, yes. What do you have in the future for Getaway? Should I say Getaway? Because I know if we take it outside of Trinidad and Tobago, it no longer would be TT. So what are your future goals for Getaway TT? So
ultimately, in the domain name space, Getaway is a very expensive domain name, actually. Right?
All right.
We have plans that once the platform grows, we want to purchase the domain name Getaway. That would probably be one of the biggest domain name purchases in Trinidad and Tobago history.
All right.
Yeah, the cost of it is extremely high. But ultimately, before that, we want to expand to the Caribbean eventually. And with expanding to the Caribbean, what we would do is just use Getaway, drop the TT. And so, for example, it would be Getaway SK, which is St. Kitts, Getaway GY, which is Guyana, Getaway SL, which is St. Lucia. And that's what we would do initially. But ultimately, we want to purchase the domain name Getaway.
All right. Okay, so where do I find your contact information as a vendor and as a customer? If it's two different things, we'd like that information now. And even to those who may want a t-shirt like what Kyle is wearing, I put it out to him before the show started that, maybe he could just grace me with one of those shirts. But, not for the shirt specifically, but how do we get on to you if we want to join the platform, join the market space, or we want to rent from the actual market space?
Right. So, first of all, the handle is getawaytt.com. On the platform, there is the company's number and email address, right? Additionally, I would actually say it's 792-6563. You could call at any point in time. I tell people all the time, I am a night owl, so you could call me in the middle of the night and trust me, I'll be up to answer that phone.
Okay.
Right? Because at the end of the day, we eventually want the platform to be a 24-hour service,
yes.
Whereby middle of the night a customer needs something, they could call the platform and get it done.
And I think that is actually getting ahead. And let me just put that in right there. A lot of places that we have here, I mean, yes, they offer a wide range of services, but one of the services isn't 24-hour. And they would say 24 hours sometimes, where you call them at whatever time of the night for whatever reason, and they can't answer the phone. So I really hope that you honor that 24/7 part. Yeah? So what else, how else do we get on to you? If not by phone, what else can we go through?
If not by phone, you could go to Facebook. It's Getaway space TT. If you go to Instagram, it's getaway.tt. And if you go to TikTok, it's Getaway TT.
All right.
Right?
So you're on all the platforms, basically.
Yeah. Additionally, so what we did originally was a vendor launch. So we, in the process of onboarding vendors, because at the end of the day, if you come to our marketplace and there are no vendors, you're not coming back. Right? So we are in the process of onboarding vendors. And on the 5th of July, we are actually doing a formal launch. With this formal launch, we'll invite Tobago Updates to be there, right? So we'll invite the media houses, we'll invite other stakeholders, our vendors. We're doing a lot of giveaways. There would be mini snack plates.
I'm hearing food. Go ahead.
We also partnering with a vodka company, a new vodka company in Trinidad, Vortini Vodka. Vortini Vodka will be there giving away welcome shots. The launch will be at Crown Hotel. That's a new hotel in Tobago, relatively new. And lovely place. So it'll be at Crown Hotel. We also would have Levida Hotel doing a 2-day stay giveaway. We have different car rentals giving giveaways. We have Easy Goers bike rentals doing a bike giveaway. So a lot of our vendors have Fish Tobago doing a tour giveaway, a bioluminescent tour giveaway. So a lot of our vendors are really, really, really partnering closely with us to ensure that, one, the growth of the platform and the success of the platform, and two, ultimately, we are giving back in the sense of ensuring that they grow as well with us.
All right. So thank you so much, Mr. Eastman, for joining us here on Youth Wednesdays on Tobago Updates. I'm very excited to see what Getaway TT brings for us here in Tobago, being a very big tourist destination. I look forward to what you have to offer us from your marketplace. Not just accommodation, as you said, like Airbnb, but you now have cars, you could get apartment rentals. Based on what you're saying, we could get tours, we could get a lot. And we can all learn about that.
So for example, I'll even go further. For example, with the Tobago Carnival that's looming over shores, we also trying to partner heavily with the mass bands. So you could sell a mass band with our platform as opposed to going to island tickets, which people usually do. You could sell a mass band on our platform. You could sell FET tickets on our platform. So yesterday we actually brought on board Ari events with What Are You Doing? They selling tickets through our platform as of yesterday, right? That would be, well, the social media will come out for it on Friday. And we have a mass band, I can't really remember the name. My assistant was dealing with it. And we have a mass band on board. I have a meeting with Jade Monkey today, as a matter of fact, to discuss it. I'm supposed to have a meeting with Telecruise soon enough for 4 Angels to discuss it. So we really are actually trying to partner a lot with these different stakeholders in the mass band and events to tell them, hey, we have an option here in Tobago that you could use as opposed to using Island e-tickets or Ticket Getaway or whatever other platforms.
Right. Okay, so I'm hearing options coming on stream now. Think when you have options, there's a lot of push to have your platform being the best, and it kind of raises the standard for everybody. So here comes Getaway TT. Your standard has to be up because they are coming to take the competition away. I would just put that in there one time. He mentioned certain things like Island e-tickets. I know there's a lot of policy included in Island e-tickets. We learned that from the recent happenings, you know, involving Island e-tickets in purchasing tickets for one named concert that happened in, or was supposed to happen the way it should have in Trinidad, right? So we now have Getaway TT platform to purchase our tickets from. So another safe platform, not just for accommodation and tours, etc. But we can now look forward to mass band rentals. Well, the rental for mass bands. We can look forward to tickets. We can look forward to a lot from Getaway TT. And eventually we could probably see Getaway Guyana, Getaway St. Lucia, etc. Right? So we want to just wish Mr. Kyle Eastman all the best in Getaway TT. It sounds like it's already upstream. It's already on the ground running.
Yeah.
So all the best coming here from Youth Wednesdays on Tobago Updates. Kyle, it was such a pleasure having you here this morning. Right. So up next, we have an event. So stay tuned and share the live. We'll be right back.